state visit. You see, looking at it, that would have been a provocative action, and it could have cost the country dearly. So there are certain things that we need to be alive to, because they can have serious and devastating implications on the broader welfare of the country. Thank you.
Chair, just what my final comments on these things. First, Waziri, I want to commit that we will help in educating Kenyans who travel to be of the best behavior, but you will agree with me that a vast majority of the people who live this country are peace-loving and law-abiding citizens. They did not leave Kenya as criminals themselves. They did not commit crimes here. They go there to look for better lives for themselves and for their families. And sometimes misfortune finds you. I had a friend called Marianne. She was bludgeoned to death in London just recently. I myself was deported from Angola just a few weeks ago. I had my papers correct. I had the visa. I arrived at the airport, and I must say that your ambassador there, Joyce Maithi, she was very supportive. She came to the airport herself, although I didn't even get a chance to wave at her. But she tried her best to get me into the country. So sometimes people run into problems, not of their own making. We have a case of a young man who was arrested during the crackdown on opioids in the US, and he was a pharmacist, and he comes from Vihiga, that young man. I'm sure you know of that case. And all we want is that when things go wrong like that, there has to be some legal support from your country. As in, we've seen other people, when there's a crisis in southern Lebanon, their countries are very fast to evacuate them from there. Now for us, Kenya, honestly, Honorable CS, our citizens out there don't feel like their country is always going to be there. Immediately they fall into problems. It took a lot of time for us to get our people out of south of Lebanon, and you know it. You cannot compare the speeds with other countries. Now, just on this question of clarity, in fact, your ministry has issued a statement today, apparently disowning your friends from the RSF. Honorable CS, whereas it is wrong for us as Kenyans to go to other countries and commit crimes, why do we allow other people to commit crimes in our jurisdiction? The question of the RSF holding a meeting in the heart of the city here at KICC, claiming to be forming a parallel government, that's not something that should happen. It's similar to what you allowed to happen with M23. And then people who are just here for, they have come to visit us, like my friends Besije. Those are the ones you go for quickly and return them to Uganda. It doesn't present a very good picture on what we are as a people. We should be a safe haven. We should not allow people who are involved in conflict in their own countries to be holding press conferences here. I doubt that I would finish a press conference speaking in Uganda, for instance, about forming a parallel government anywhere else. So that clarity is also something that we want to hear from you. When did these RSF people stop being our friends? I've seen you have abandoned them today.
I think what I want to say is that Kenya's role in mediation and peacekeeping is not new. It's historical. And we can go back to moments when Jomo Kenyatta was the one bringing different factions of Angola to Kenya, and in fact their peace process started in Nakuru. So I really feel sad that you got that kind of treatment. But we'll try and understand the circumstances through diplomatic channels as to why you had to undergo that particular misfortune. Now, Kenya helps to provide a platform for various countries for people to talk. South Sudan, they have different factions. They have many peace efforts taking place in Nairobi. mediation of different factions, different political groups. And Kenya has always offered that opportunity. In fact, you will recall that South Sudan began its journey here in Nairobi by different factions coming here and talking until they got their independence. When we look at the DRC, and you'll be familiar with the Luanda process, the Nairobi process, that terminology, which is now merged into one process. Heads of state of the East African Community and SADC came together in a summit, and they said, let us have one forum so that we avoid forum shopping of people cherry picking which meeting to go to and which one not to go to. It delays the peace process. You will find that the Luanda process was designed led by the president of Angola, to broker the peace process between DRC and Rwanda, to bring dialogue between the two states, interstate. Then President Uhuru is leading the Nairobi process, which was to bring inter-Congolese dialogue, including the M23. So all the various factions in DRC, they fall under the Nairobi process. And these are processes acknowledged and recognized by the African Union. So Kenya talking to these people was not in breach. In fact, they will have to talk, because we are seeing interventions which are good. Anything that calls for ceasefire and we manage to achieve ceasefire, whether it is coming from the Middle East or whether it's coming from other quarters, is okay. But the long-term sustainability of the DRC will require deeper dialogue to go to the root causes. And this deeper dialogue will have to bring together a conversation of all these parties, M23 included. And that has been Kenya's position. It was not about interfering with another country. We don't even have a common border in between. So there's no way we can have any direct intervention that is that is inimical to those other countries. The same thing holds for the RSF. We have made it very clear that first, no parallel government was formed in Nairobi at all. We have gone public on this, and we have said that the challenge in Sudan will not be solved through a military process where one annihilates the other. It will be difficult. For 3 years, that is the approach that has been taken, and for 3 years, Sudan continues to suffer. So Kenya's position has been that bring the parties to the table. Let them be brought to the table. And by them coming here was to get them to talk. The Jeddah process, which was in Saudi, was convened to bring together both the RSF and the SAF. So it's not about us interfering, it's us saying, let people dialogue. But no government, no parallel government was formed in Nairobi.
Thank you, CS. I think we have come to the end of this meeting. Maybe we'll give senators an opportunity to give a closing remark. Do you have anything to say in closing? Senator Mgeni?
I think on behalf of the senators, just to thank the CS for finding time to interact with us. This is the first time I'm serving in this committee, Security Foreign Relations. So we look forward to a good, hearty working relationship. I think there are a number of issues we have raised that you will go back and look at with your technical staff. So we hope that we will have further engagements purely for the benefit of the people that you serve and we serve. Thank you.
Senator Sifuna.
Yeah, Chair, thank you. Certainly illuminating conversation, and I'm hoping that we'll have more of these conversations and just to get to know where we stand as a nation in the community of nations. Interestingly, now I'm starting to ask myself whether I should be asking the ministry where I can and cannot travel. Because, Chair, you know, we have our own individual relationships, our moral convictions. I found myself as an election observer in Somaliland. There was a lot of noise. I didn't understand what the noise was for, because I know there's an embassy for Somaliland here in Kenya, in Nairobi, in my county. So I thought that the official position of a country was to recognize. Apparently there's all sorts of complications. So maybe there should be a list of places that has an elected representative of the people. I should know where I can go and where I cannot go. But I'm hoping that these conversations will continue to illuminate. And CS, many of us, you know, are more morally convicted than commercially convicted. I'm not saying that it is not strategic to have relationships with some of these countries, but it is difficult for you to convince me that they are the only ones who can do those things. And by the way, they're not doing them for free. We will pay for those things. And so when those conversations are there, even though you don't want to offend friends who are helping you to do certain things, you can also just be ambiguous about that relationship. I can guarantee you, the people who approach these issues from a moral perspective, given the history of this country, are more than you think. And maybe you should, one of these days, put that questions to Kenyans, and they'll surprise you.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna. CS, your closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. All I can say is that I think this was a very good interaction. I look forward to more of this nature. So that we can work together on critical areas. We may not always agree, but it is important that we have these conversations often. But I want to assure you that Kenya's foreign policy is designed to be in the interest of the Kenyan people. And that is why we have gone a notch higher by actually presenting and getting Parliament to the National Assembly to have a sessional paper on Kenya's foreign policy. We have never actually had a sessional paper on Kenya's foreign policy. What has been foreign policy has been largely a document within the executive. This time we are saying, no, we cannot continue doing it that way. The people's representatives must have this, and they must have an opportunity to input into that policy. And public participation was undertaken by the Committee of the National Assembly on some of the questions that we have touched on today. But I really want to appreciate the very positive concerns of this committee. It shows that we are for the same objective, a prosperous Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are closing now. We really appreciate your coming. CS. We have taken a bit of time to have this kind of interaction, but nevertheless today, some of us, we say God's time is the best time. So maybe one concern is, especially the one you have said and Senator Sifuna has raised, on the countries that we are required to visit. if you can communicate to Parliament, it will be important so that when members plan for these trips, they know where to go and where not to go, just to avoid some embarrassment is really very important. So that communication is really key. On Toposa and Turkana, I think we'll communicate with you because it's between you, KDF, and also Interior. It's a matter that we can have a joint sitting so that we can iron out. On the statements that are outstanding, we will officially write to you and attach the statement so that we can have a quick response. But otherwise, we say thank you very much for coming. We should be able to continue working together and protect the interests of Kenyans, both locally and also abroad. Thank you very much. We now close our meeting. The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you very much. CS, contact person. In the event that we can't get you, that has been a challenge. Sorry, I'm reminded by our clerk. Yeah.
Apart from we have our two PSs here. I mean, Aurora Rono, and also, but matters foreign affairs. It should be the PS foreign affairs and the officers.